What if I told you guys the plans for the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 41 this year in Las Vegas? The plans are changing. Would you be surprised at that fact? Probably not. I think everybody is anticipating some changes. Hopefully, there are some surprises. But I think everybody's come to an understanding that on the road to WrestleMania, really, nothing is finalized until we see it on television. Now, if I told you CM Punk would be in a WWE Championship match this year at WrestleMania, would you find that to be surprising? Against Cody Rhodes, I think that is the big rumor right now. I don't think anybody would be surprised about that. But what if I told you that WWE may be thinking Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and John Cena in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania? Oh my goodness, man. I think people would be genuinely surprised by that. And you know what? I don't like it. We'll discuss that rumor today right here on Off the Script. Also, Demolition could be getting a Hall of Fame induction this year. Well overdue and very much deserved. And Michelle McCool has just been added to the class of WWE's Hall of Fame for 2025, just announced on Friday via Triple H on ESPN. We'll talk about that right here today on this episode of Off the Script. We'll start with the Hall of Fame. Michelle McCool is to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2025. The news was announced on Friday's episode of ESPN's Get Up, as Michelle McCool and her husband, The Undertaker, were on the program when Triple H showed up on TV. He announced her induction. Very emotional. I actually, believe it or not, got a little teary-eyed watching it because she did not expect it whatsoever. And I know you guys seen the clip. If you have not, this was great. Triple H was inducted into the Hall of Fame as well this year, and Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker surprised him. Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan all surprised him with the announcement because he is very well deserving of that. He's in with D-Generation X. He's not in solo, so it is very well deserved. He was going to go in regardless whether he is the COO or not, but he felt like he needed to return the favor, and he has the final say as the boss, so Michelle McCool is going in. Michelle McCool joined WWE in 2004 as a participant in the WWE Diva Search. She was probably one of the more bright spots in the Diva Search era. McCool made her in-ring debut in 2005, teaming with Big Show. She later transitioned to a teacher gimmick. Michelle McCool won the WWE Divas Championship twice and the WWE Women's Championship twice, becoming the first woman to hold both titles. So that is a accomplishment, quite the accomplishment in itself. She unified the two championships, becoming the first and only WWE Unified Divas Champion. And Michelle McCool formed, obviously, the successful tag team with Layla as Lay Cool, which still to this day, people would love to see them back on WWE television together. McCool retired from pro wrestling in 2011, although she has wrestled a few times since then and made some Royal Rumble appearances since then. Triple H will headline the class. The ceremony is scheduled to take place on April 18th. At the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas the night before WrestleMania 41. And obviously, that is to kick off WrestleMania weekend. The Demolition team of yesteryear. This is Smash and Axe. Axe, Bill Eadie, and Smash, Barry Darsow, could be taking a step forward to the Hall of Fame as well, joining Triple H and Michelle McCool. Earlier this week, their profile was added to the WWE's alumni section, which has led fans hoping that they could be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Demolition remains a popular tag team that has been fondly remembered in the late 80s through the early 90s, and their impact on tag team wrestling is absolutely historic and undeniable, and they left a lasting influence on fans and wrestling fans across the world, wrestling in general alike. Demolition held the WWE Tag Team Championships on 3 occasions, and their first reign being the longest in the title's history up until it was broken by the New Day. I remember that like it was yesterday, man. Vince McMahon wanted the New Day and was adamant on the New Day breaking Demolition's longest reigning tag team title record in history. PWInsider.com reports that WWE assigned Demolition to an official Legends deal, perhaps another step forward towards a Hall of Fame induction for the legendary tag team. The issues between the two sides go back to a 1997 lawsuit over name and gimmick rights and their involvement in the 2016 concussion-related class action lawsuit, which obviously strained the relationship between Demolition and WWE. Vince was in charge then, which kind of really facilitated the New Day breaking Demolition's record. Vince saw that and said, you know what, fuck your record, it's going goodbye, and really did that as a way to get back at them, because that's all they had. Barry Darsow revealed that WWE invited the team to last year's WrestleMania and the Hall of Fame ceremony, which they could not attend due to prior commitments. Now, I did say in this report, former three-time WWE Tag Team Champions, first reign on March 27th, defeating Strikeforce, which was Rick Martel and Tito Santana. That reign lasted 478 days until they lost the tag team titles to the Brainbusters, which were Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, on July 18th of 1989. They had a second reign that started on October 2nd in that same year when they defeated the Brainbusters. That reign only lasted 72 days. And a third reign, that was on April 1st, 1990, where they defeated the Colossal Connection, Andre the Giant and Haku, for those titles. This final reign lasted until August 27th in 1990, where they lost to the Hart Foundation. That was Jimmy Hart Jim the Anvil Neidhart, not Jimmy Hart. Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret the Hitman Hart, one of my favorite tag teams of all time. You're probably looking at my two top favorite tag teams ever in the Hart Foundation and Demolition. They were the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. That was at 478 days. That was the first reign back in 1988. Which stood until the New Day surpassed it back in 2016. And like I said, Vince McMahon was very petty and broke that record due to them being a part of that concussion lawsuit back in 2016. You know, a lot is made about Demolition being a Legion of Doom ripoff. Obviously, there was a visual aesthetic that was very similar to the Legion of Doom. A very similar wrestling style, very dynamic tag team like the Legion of Doom. And I always wondered when I was younger, like, why are they so similar? But when the Demolition were fading away after that third title reign, the timeline from 1987 to 1990, holding the tag team championships, record-setting 478 days. Obviously, after that, they achieved so much success, there was really nothing more for them to do in WWE. And then the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, came into WWE. They debuted in 1990. Obviously, they were a much high-profile tag team. They were the new flavor of the month. For Vince McMahon, he finally got his hands on them. He hired them. He brought them into WWE at the time, given their reputation for their style and what they've accomplished here in the States, and then obviously overseas in Japan. You know, Demolition was on the decline. Legion of Doom was on the uprise. Vince just got bored. Vince was bored. He needed a new toy to play with. And the Legion of Doom fit exactly what he was going for. So that didn't really diminish their relevance and their history and what they achieved in WWE. It was simply Vince got bored. They were very aesthetically, similar. And Vince found a similar tag team in that same vein, big powerhouse tag team, aesthetically pleasing. He just went with the cooler duo, the more in duo. And he got bored of Demolition and they slowly faded away. They were still one of my favorite tag teams of all time. They made a dent. They really, watching them against the Hart Foundation just really opened the eyes of a young kid during that time. They came out, they got the face paint, they got the fucking spikes, they got the cool music. They were just a badass fucking tag team, man. The theme music, everything about them was so fucking badass. You watched them and it's like you're instantly just drawn in. Who the fuck are these guys, right? I just watched, I think it was one of the older Royal Rumbles, late 80s Royal Rumble. It was Axe and Smash number 1 and 2 in the Royal Rumble. I think it was I want to say it was 1988 I watched. I've just been on a Royal Rumble binge as of late. So just seeing them again, even at this age, in my stage at 43 years old, it's like, oh man, it just takes you back, and it's long overdue. How they're not in the Hall of Fame yet, it's just fucking ridiculous. But I understand why. Listen, there's peaks and valleys, there's ups and downs, there's tumultuous relationships. Triple H, he's mended the fences with several. Bruno Sammartino, Sting, the Ultimate Warrior. Triple H has done a fantastic job of mending the fences that Vince, you would think would be irreparable. And he's done it. And now he's doing it again with Demolition. So that's a great deal, man. I would absolutely go out of my way to watch their Hall of Fame induction. And a common theme is some of these names, they're not with us anymore. And they go in after the fact, after they pass away. And we're not able to hear from them and see them physically get honored. I'm glad that this is happening in a time where I believe Bill Eadie is suffering from health issues. So I'd like to see them go in before anything tragic happens, and I'd like to see them get what they deserve before anything bad happens. So good on Triple H, and I truly have a good feeling that it's going to happen, and I truly hope it is this year that they do go into the Hall of Fame. Same thing with Michelle McCool, very much deserved, and Hall of Fame this year shaping up to be an all-timer. With Triple H leading the charge, Demolition, Michelle McCool, there will certainly be more names announced in the coming weeks on the road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania. We know we're going to Vegas. I'm not. I'm staying right here to cover the show with you guys. But in Vegas, 41 this year, next year, 42, looking like it's going to be New Orleans. WrestleVotes has posted on Twitter that WWE is set to announce WrestleMania's host city before Mania this year, which Fightful Select has been led to believe is New Orleans. Those we've spoken to claim that New Orleans for 26 has actually been in the plan for years, with it being the idea internally dating to the last regime. However, with 25 and the location being in flux last year, many in the company thought there was a chance this could change. There are some WWE partners that also had word that New Orleans, or also got word that New Orleans was the plan, barring some unforeseen change. And for everybody asking about a Saudi or UK WrestleMania, those in the company that Fightful spoke to say don't expect it before 2028. So we may be in New Orleans for 26. We may be, I know rumored was either Tennessee or Atlanta, and then Indianapolis is getting a WrestleMania. So we may be looking at those cities before we start jumping to the Saudi and UK bandwagon for WrestleMania. I know I would rather see a WrestleMania in the United Kingdom first before we go to Saudi Arabia. I think they've waited long enough and deserve it before fucking Saudi Arabia and all the money they're going to throw at WWE for it. But anticipate it. It's going to happen. The Rumble's happening in 26. Saudi is happening eventually before 2030. That's my prediction. But WWE going to New Orleans, man. I've never been to New Orleans. I don't really see myself this year going to New Orleans. So next year, we may have to take a trip back down to New Orleans for WrestleMania. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going back. It's my first time, but WrestleMania is going back. I'll be a first-timer. And all I heard was great things, man. JD, you're going to love it down here. It's party central. All the cold beverages you want. It's going to be a great time. So I'm looking forward to it. And if that's the case, expect it imminently. And I think I may be down there for WrestleMania 42. We'll just got to figure out the logistics, where I'm going to go live, how I'm going to work, and all this deal. How to manage working and having a good time in New Orleans, man. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but New Orleans is getting WrestleMania. That's the rumor right now for WrestleMania 42. Speaking of WrestleMania 41, the main event is uncertain. The Elimination Chamber is coming up in 2 weeks. Something big is going to happen there. Ari Emanuel posted on, well, he didn't post. He was on the Pat McAfee show, and he said that something big is going to happen at the Elimination Chamber. He says this, and I quote on the Pat McAfee show, Elimination Chamber, March 1st. I think there are some pretty good things that are going to happen there. He said this to Pat McAfee. McAfee asked, you think so? He knows. Ari said, I do, end quote. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. Is Ari Emanuel in the know about what's happening and who's going to the main event of WrestleMania? Probably. Does it mean The Rock? I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna be upfront and honest with you guys. I may be in a boat all to myself, but I have room for others who want to join me. This is me specifically talking out loud. This is my feelings and my feelings only. Feel free to discuss down in the comment section below. I know we as a community, we as podcasters have started to book WrestleMania without The Rock involved. I am still in the camp of Rock is going to show up. He's going to show up somewhere. He's going to show up at the Chamber. He's going to show up at Mania, on the road to WrestleMania. Unbeknownst to everybody, just randomly show up. It's going to be a big surprise, and plans are going to get fucked up in the middle of WrestleMania season in March because The Rock wants to be a part of it. I do think that The Rock is showing up somewhere, whether it's the Chamber, whether it's the road to WrestleMania after the Chamber. I believe he's going to show up. I refuse to think that this man is not going to be at WrestleMania in some way, shape, or form. I believe he will be there. In what way? I don't know. Where are we going to see him? I don't know. But what is Ari Emanuel talking? Why Ari Emanuel? Someone who left the keys to the kingdom to Triple H. What the fuck does he know? Unless it is the top of the top secret. Unless it is the biggest thing for WrestleMania. Ari Emanuel, does he give a shit what happens on television? No. He has entrusted Triple H and Nick Khan to run WWE. You think he's integrated in the day-to-day creative? No, he's not. When Ari Emanuel speaks, it's about something fucking big that's going to happen. And it's rock or bust. That's it. Does he know John Cena's going to the WrestleMania main event? Does he know John Cena's winning the Elimination Chamber? Being that it's John Cena's biggest year, and it's going to be a huge money-making year for WWE and TKO, I'm sure he knows of John Cena and him retiring and who's going to main event WrestleMania. Fine. But outside that, I mean, Ari Emanuel, of all fucking people, saying, yeah, something big is going to happen. Ari Emanuel, the boss. He is the boss. It all ends with him. What does he mean? What is he talking about? I believe he's talking about The Rock. I do. Now, again, I could be in a boat floating down the fucking river all by myself on that. That's okay. That's what I feel. But CM Punk, a lot of people feel like CM Punk should be in the main event of WrestleMania. It's great. He didn't win the Royal Rumble. He's got another opportunity in the Elimination Chamber. Some people in the WWE want Punk to challenge Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41. WrestleVotes reported that some people in WWE would rather see Punk inserted into Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the Undisputed Championship. Right now, the rumor is that's what WWE's going with. Cody Rhodes and John Cena. The rumor was Cena and Cody, Punk, Reigns, Rollins, triple threat. I'm against the triple threat. I am. I'm against all triple threats right now. One-on-one, maximize the story. But now, WrestleVotes is saying people want Punk inserted into Cody Rhodes and John Cena. I am against Cody Rhodes and John Cena one-on-one. I am vehemently against Cody Rhodes and John Cena. How do we make it interesting? How do we make that? If that's the plan, how do we make that interesting? At WrestleMania 41, people want Punk inserted into that match, making it a triple threat match instead of the planned triple threat match with Punk, Rollins, and Roman Reigns. I don't know if it's been discussed in an official capacity, but I do know that there are people there that would rather that match than Reigns, Punk, and Rollins, if that matters at all. I don't know, but what I do know is that there are some people who would prefer that. Now, not everybody wants CM Punk added to the Undisputed title match with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. WrestleVotes reported on that aspect as well. Not everyone in the company wants to see a change, and it is not expected to happen. Continuing with more context on Tuesday night Sportskeeda show with Bill Apter regarding WrestleMania's main event plans, we know that some in WWE would prefer a three-way match between Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and CM Punk as opposed to the rumored singles match between Rhodes and Cena and the rumored triple threat match with Punk, Rollins, and Reigns. According to a source, those feelings are not shared by everyone, with the expectation of this match being that it will not happen. We can confirm that the Mania card is still being completed in totality. However, the high-level matches are likely set, so TC, who was one of the co-hosts on WrestleVotes Radio, the meat and potatoes of this little nugget is that there are people that want Rhodes, Cena, and Punk. However, it doesn't seem like everybody wants it, and those people who don't want it look to be holding all the power. End quote. WWE needs to do something to bump up the excitement. Having Cena win the Elimination Chamber and then we go off the air, goodbye, man. I'll see you at WrestleMania. Boring. It's fucking boring. I don't know how anybody's going to want to see that, man. We're going to need something. It's like serving me a fucking steak with nothing on it. No side dishes, no old-fashioned to go with it, nothing. Here's your fucking steak. That's it. Or giving me a plate of pasta with no fucking sauce on it. Nothing. No cheese, no drink, no glass of wine, no salad, no Italian bread, nothing. Here's your fucking bowl of pasta, right out of the water, served on a fucking piping hot plate. Nothing on it, dry as a fucking bone. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like to me. Boring. CM Punk winning the Elimination Chamber. Same thing with John Cena. Boring, man. I need something, man. I need some intrigue. I need some something different. I need some adversity. I need some struggle. I need some fucking uphill climb to WrestleMania. I don't know what we're doing. I'm telling you guys right now, this is Friday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm recording this video. I don't know when this video is going up. Could be Saturday, could be Sunday. I don't fucking know. So I'm telling you this as something probably is already going to happen on SmackDown. This is before SmackDown. If I'm WWE, I'm having Jacob Fatu enter the chamber, beating Braun Strowman and Damian Priest. Now, again, I don't know what's going to happen. Being that I'm recording this before SmackDown, I could be completely wrong, but this is what I would do. Jacob Fatu wins. He gives his spot to The Rock. The Rock shows up, enters the chamber. Rock wins the chamber. Rock gets Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. That's what I do. I don't know if that's going to happen. If The Rock shows up, if The Rock doesn't show up, and we have a WrestleMania without The Rock, I don't know what we're going to do, man. WWE's got to give me something if we're not getting Dwayne. If The Rock shows up and is going to wrestle at WrestleMania, it's either going to be against Cody or Roman. That's it. There's no in between. I would rather see Cody, but that's just my opinion. WWE would probably want to do Rock and Roman and get it out of the fucking way, as everything's kind of done and over with the bloodline. It's Rock, Roman, High Chief versus Tribal Chief. It's got to happen. Why wait? Why stall? I believe early on they booked WrestleMania in Vegas for this match to take place. I believe that's the case. And then we can do Cena and Logan Paul. We can do Punk and Rollins. And Cody, I don't know what the fuck Cody gets. That's the thing. The best WrestleMania card would have been Rock, Cody, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns, John Cena versus Logan Paul, and Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. That's the best WrestleMania card that you could possibly give us as you tie up everything you need right there with the ongoing stories. That's the best WrestleMania card. With The Rock involved, that's the best WrestleMania card. If The Rock comes back and doesn't get Cody Rhodes, he's going to wrestle Roman Reigns. So then we get Rock and Roman. Then we get who? Who do we get? Cena and Cody. I'm assuming they go Cena and Cody. Then we get Punk and Rollins, because if you do Punk and Cody, then Rollins is fucking twiddling his thumbs, fucking waiting for something to happen. So we do Cena, Cody, Rock, Roman, and then Punk and Rollins. Those are the big three. And then Owens and Randy Orton. Logan Paul, I don't know what the fuck Logan Paul does. I mean, forget it. Jey Uso and Gunther, Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. That is a great WrestleMania card as well. That's with The Rock involved. If The Rock is not involved, how do we add excitement to WrestleMania season? Is the Elimination Chamber going to be as vanilla, plain vanilla, as humanly possible? I hope to God not. Somebody going to enter from the outside and fuck someone over in the chamber, really kind of throwing a dash of pepper on the Elimination Chamber plans? Are we going to turn things upside down and fuck shit up? Someone from the outside going to enter the chamber when they shouldn't and help eliminate somebody, an odds-on favorite in the chamber? I don't know. Is CM Punk, John Cena, or somebody in that chamber going to double pin themselves in the chamber. It's happened quite a bit over the last few years. You see a good old double pin where both people's shoulders are on the mat. Imagine John Cena and CM Punk double pinning themselves in the Elimination Chamber and no winner is decided. We get a triple threat match like here, WrestleVotes said it's Cena, Cody, and Punk. Or Cody has nothing to do with this. He's got to wait for the winner. He'll get the winner on Sunday night. Or we use the two-match format like we did last year. We use the two-night format like we did last year. Imagine CM Punk and John Cena cancel themselves out in the Elimination Chamber. They double pin themselves. There's a double winner like 1994, Brett and Luger. Imagine both have got to go. Imagine both are going to WrestleMania. Both have to go to WrestleMania now. Instead of doing the triple threat match, why don't we do, because Punk lost the Rumble, Punk theoretically now got to share the chamber with John Cena. What if we get CM Punk and John Cena on night one? Main event. John Cena's final year gets a main event. CM Punk gets a main event, not for a world championship, but he gets his main event with John Cena in his final year. Night one main event. John Cena, CM Punk, main event night one for WrestleMania. The winner gets Cody Rhodes on night two. Then we either do, if Rock is back, we do Rock and Roman. If Rock is not back, we just do Rock and Rollins, or Roman rather, and Rollins. And The Rock is not involved. And then we do whatever else we got to do to flesh out the rest of the card. But what I'm saying here, to wrap up everything in a nice big bow before I get out of here, the possibility of something getting turned upside down and we see a big clusterfuck in the Elimination Chamber, it is humanly possible. It is very possible. We see something happen in the chamber that we're not really thinking of, a double pin, a double elimination. Two guys walk out of the chamber and go on to WrestleMania where they use the two-night format, the two-match format. You got to win this one to go get Cody Rhodes on Sunday night. I would like for them to do that again this year because it worked so well last year. I'm not saying they do it every year because then you're just abusing the two-night format. And then you're just forcing it at that point. Not everything needs to have, something happened on night one that directly affects night two. You use it when needed accordingly. But I'm telling you guys this right now. I believe The Rock is going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when we'll see him, but I do think we will see him. I do think he's going to be in a wrestling capacity. Again, I might be on an island all to myself on that one. But if we don't, they're going to need to do something to really fuck things up. I want to fuck things up here, man. We need a shot of adrenaline times 20 for this WrestleMania season. I'm not seeing it yet. I'm not feeling it yet. Something could happen in the Elimination Chamber to go along with what Ari Emanuel said. Something big is going to happen. What is that big? Is it Rock? If it's not, something's going to happen that leads us to an unpredictable road to WrestleMania in the final 6 or 7 weeks and a double pin, two guys canceling themselves out, two guys walking into WrestleMania that want it as badly as Cena and Punk. They could be on their road to WrestleMania against each other for the right to wrestle for Cody Rhodes. I'm just saying. It could happen. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you enjoy that? Do you like that? Do you not want to see that? Are you just plain vanilla and want to see things play out in the most linear way possible? Let me know down in the comment section below. It is yours. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications, and please go and check out all the other content on the channel. It is great content, plenty of it, and there's more coming right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for all your support. I will see you back with more news right here on OTS. I'll see you guys later.